The first thing that we had to do when we came into office is we recognized that we need to bring public water into town, and we also realized that we had to diversify the business base. Antiques were nice, and they had a good place in town. They were a perfect fit, but we had to be able to have other shops to accessorize with and to complement and blend with the antique shops. So we started working, we formed a citizens working group consisting of members of the community throughout all areas of the town to make some recommendations. They also were working on streetscape at the same time. I started working with Mike Marshner, Division of Utilities and Solid Waste Management, on a plan for to bring water into town. We started working on the new subdivisions, which I championed to bring in here because we know we needed to expand and diversify our tax base. And those are sort of the things that culminated the first 4 years that I was in office. We changed the zoning in 2004, in April 2004, and now you see some of the new shops like 12 West Main, Spoil Me Rotten, Barefoot Boutique, Ori's Florals. Another important thing we did was with the economic development thing, we were able to get the extension of Mallard's Restaurant, the blighted building that's now Barefoot Boutique was made possible. You see some of the improvements in the historic districts with the people who've moved in and fixed up their houses and their historic buildings. And then, of course, with the water line agreement that we brought, we were able to get Royal Oaks up and running, and those homes and those new residents in, and then soon followed Brinkley Manor. And that was pretty much the first 4 years of our administration, what we concentrated on. The second 4 years, I ran for re-election in 2005. I ran unopposed. The second 4 years was really getting those water lines into the ground. We realized that while we had saved up, well over $1 million to pay for the water lines, we knew when we took that money out of the bank, we were going to lose that interest money. We had to have something to fill in. We knew we had to diversify our tax base, and we knew Venture Park was right across the street. And we'd been wooing the Venture Park people for years, and finally, I think Mr. Stottlemyre sort of connected the dots. He realized there was a nexus between the town and his Venture Park, and agreed to come into town. And obviously, we had to work very hard to get that in. There was a lawsuit. We were able to settle that. We're going to bring in about $100,000 to $120,000 a year. That offsets the lost interest monies for spending that we spent on the water lines. If there was no Venture Park, there would be no water lines on Main Street or Wacomico Court. We just wouldn't be able to afford to take that money out of our operating budget because we wouldn't be able to afford to pay the bills then. So that was a very critical element to the whole plan. So now we've got the water lines in, which nobody had to pay a front foot benefit assessment for. It was a dividend back to the town. That was one of Frank Shaw's dreams when he wanted to bring Royal Oaks into the town and develop that piece of property. He wanted to make sure that we got something out of it, and paying for the water lines was one piece of that puzzle. Venture Park was the other. Now we recognize that with the Mealy's closing, we've been a one-horse town too long. We took some steps to bring new business in. We changed the zoning in 2004, I had mentioned, 10 new uses, 7 new businesses. But with Mealy's closing, it became obvious that we have to do more. The 2004 amendment's not enough. We're working on a new zoning amendment currently, which we hope to pass in April or May. Which is going to open up to more business opportunities, more economic development. We have the infrastructure coming in. We're working on a water amendment to bring those things in. If people, I got an email or a comment was made on the town's blog site just the other day about wanting more restaurants. Well, the people in Royal Oaks and Brinkley Manor and the Orchard and throughout the town want those type of establishments. We have to have water and sewer capacity, and I think the message should be sent to the entire Frederick County community that if Mealy's closes and it hurts our business district, we, not just as a town, have a problem, but we as a county have a problem. They don't want the historic district of Newmarket to lose its shops, lose its character, lose its culture, lose all the fine people that have come and opened up shop in town.